Hi guys, welcome back
Hello.
to the JoDa podcast. My name is Joe, and that is
Da.
And today we thought we'd do a little rap session about our bucket list. And why did we think that?
Well, today was the day we said goodbye to a woman at work who is retiring. And she's moving on to do some stuff on her bucket list and accomplish things that she wants to accomplish. And it made me think, what's some stuff on our bucket list? Stuff we can accomplish now, even stuff we can accomplish later when we're not working. But what are some things in our life that, I would also like to dive into what are some bucket lists of our past that have come true. But I would like to dive into what are things that we, either as a couple or individually, that we would like to move forward and maybe have other people start thinking about their own bucket lists.
Yeah, you can put your bucket list items in the comments below, if you would be so kind.
So, do you have a bucket list?
I don't have one written down.
Yeah, but like mentally.
But I've got mental things that I'd like to accomplish or do or see, yeah.
Well, first off, starting out, what was maybe a bucket list that you had when you were younger that has come true?
Going to the Olympics. Mm-hmm. I watched the Olympics in 1992 when it was
in Atlanta.
Barcelona.
Oh, Barcelona.
On the TV.
Oh.
And I fell in love with the Olympics on TV there. And I was like, I'm going to go in 96 because it's going to be here in America and I want to go. And so when I went to Asbury College, now university, the media department there has a long-standing tradition of sending broadcasting students to the Olympics to work as interns, sometimes even paid positions with different media outlets like Canadian Broadcasting Company, NBC, things like that. And when I was it was the summer after my freshman year that the 96 Olympics came in Georgia. And it was an upper class thing. Seniors and juniors were going to the Olympics, and it was like, well, I missed my.
What grade were you?
It was the summer after my freshman year.
Okay.
So I would have been.
You're going into a sophomore year. Okay.
And they ended up setting up a broadcast. The college itself set up a broadcast center in Atlanta to do some work with the Christian Broadcasting Network, and they opened it up to freshmen or sophomores, and I got to go.
Yay!
I got to go. I got to work for the Christian Broadcasting Network. I was a glorified grunt. I carried the tripod around and things like that, or I logged video footage, things like that. But it was a lot of fun. Got to see the Olympics, got to go to the gold medal basketball game for women's basketball, got to talk to athletes, Christian athletes and things like that. So that was a huge bucket list, that item that came to be, God just opened up the door. There was really no expectation of being able to go, but God opened that door. So that was something for me. What about you?
Well, as you were talking, I was trying to think of mine, and I think most of my things have to do with nature.
Nature?
Yeah.
What are you talking about?
Well, stuff that I've accomplished already. I'm not a big dreamer, so it's kind of hard for me. Like, most of my bucket list moving forward is like, I want to see a whale in real life kind of thing. I want to see, but I would like to hold a tarantula. I would like to run through a field of fainting goats. Like, those are things I still would like to do that I haven't accomplished in my life. It's more nature things. Things of my past that I have already accomplished. Being happily married.
Aww.
I'm
a bucket thing.
I had a rough childhood and some things happened to me, and I actually never thought I would get married. And this one here, he's a little thief and stole my heart, and
Aww.
and I never thought I'd be happily married to someone who's my best friend. It's such an amazing thing when you take the time to be picky and find someone who's your best friend. It's a great experience, and to me, that's my ultimate bucket list that I've accomplished. Mm-hmm. But also, a couple years ago, or was it last year? No, a couple years ago, you took me to see Split Rock Lighthouse, which is here in Minnesota. And I those who don't know me, I love lighthouses. I've always loved lighthouses. My mom and dad took me to see my first lighthouse. And I've been hooked. I was hooked before that, but I was hooked ever since. And so I just kind of everywhere I go and I know that there's a lighthouse, I try to go see it. Well, Split Rock Lighthouse has always been a favorite of mine. It's this big yellow lighthouse on the edge of this cliff looking over Lake Superior, and it is gorgeous, is it not? Mm-hmm. The view's gorgeous. The lighthouse is so cute, and I love it. And I have a book that I had pictures of all these lighthouses across the country, and I had written in there, I want to live here. I want to see this lighthouse, and it was back in 2003. And then when we moved to Minnesota, we were talking about moving to Minnesota. I was kind of like, no, we don't know anybody there. I'm not moving. We're going to get eaten by bears. And but then all of a sudden, God just kind of opened something to me, and I looked at it, and I'm like, wait, is that Split Rock Lighthouse? And we looked it up, and we're like, oh my gosh, it's in Minnesota. I'm going to get to see Split Rock Lighthouse. I thought I would never see it, ever. And since we've moved here, we've been there twice. But the first time he took me was for my 40th birthday, wasn't it? Yeah.
It was anniversary, wasn't it?
Well, our
40th birthday and anniversary.
Because my birthday's the same week as our anniversary. By the way, don't do that. It sounds like a good idea, but it really stinks. But anyway, so I would say that was my other bucket list that I've accomplished. Another one for you that I can think of is you got to go to the World Series. One of the games.
I got to go.
He won tickets. He didn't even have to pay for it.
I won tickets at work at CBS in Cleveland and got to go to, it was 2016 when the Indians were taking on the Cubs. And so that was a lot of fun. They lost that game. They lost the World Series.
Oh, they lost the game you went to? I thought they won that. Oh, they lost that one.
No, they lost that one.
But still, you got to go.
I got to go.
And it was free, and that was even more better bucket list. Because it was free. Yeah, it's
always better.
It would have been better if you were allowed to take a person. Like, it would have been more fun, I think, if you could have taken me.
Yeah.
But it was only one ticket. But it was free, so we didn't complain, and he got to go. Yeah. So I think that was one of your bucket lists.
Now the Cleveland Indians will never be to another World Series because they don't exist. Now they're the Cleveland Guardians.
We're moving on. This is a positive podcast.
Won't get into that.
You were in a movie. I think that's one of your bucket lists, too. You were in Draft Day.
I was an extra in Draft Day.
And you can
Kevin
see
Costner
him
movie.
towards the beginning. He was an angry Seahawks fan, and if you look when the one guy looks out the window, you see people behind a fence protesting, and you'll see Joe with a big sign that says "idiot," and he's mad, and he's just like "ah," and that's Joe. So if you ever watch Draft Day, just look for the idiot
Look
sign.
for the idiot, you will find Joe. Yeah, and I've got to. I mean, I was an extra in that, but I also got to be in a movie, just a bit part, called Watched Pot.
Yeah, it was a festival movie thing.
Yeah. Also got to do the voice of a robot in another independent movie.
What is a child? It's a creepy voice.
Yeah. Argus.
You just did one for a cartoon.
Just did a voice for a cartoon. I guess that would be a bucket list item that I want to do now. I would really love to be able to voice a character on a cartoon show.
That is one of his dreams.
I would love to do that. I would love to do a video game. I mean, I have done a video game already. Hasn't come out yet. It's just a small character, but I would love to, do more video games. Those are the voiceover jobs I really, 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 really like to do. But those are on the bucket list.
You would like to play Tevia.
Well,
I don't know if that's something you could do.
That's not going to happen anymore.
But
my theater dreams are pretty much done.
But that was one of them for a long time.
That and playing Jekyll and Hyde and the Jekyll and Hyde the musical.
You did get to play in Jekyll and Hyde. You just weren't Jekyll and Hyde.
Yeah, and I've gotten to do some great roles. I can't complain. Physically I can't do a whole lot on stage anymore. No. So
that's why voiceover works great for him.
Yeah, those bucket list items are pretty much gone on that.
So besides that, what are other bucket lists? Like besides the career bucket list, what are some other bucket lists you still have moving forward that you haven't accomplished? I know one he has is he would like to go to Scotland.
I want to go to Scotland, Ireland, Britain. A, because I want to go, and B, because I like to go for my dad, because my dad wanted to go and he never got the chance to.
It would have been really great if you and your dad could have gone together.
Yeah.
I would love to be able to do a Alaskan cruise. And I would love to go up to Alaska and see the whales that live up there. Like, that is one of my dreams. So my family, every single person in my family, all of my siblings and my parents had at one point lived in Alaska and have been to Alaska. And I am the only one that's never even stepped foot in Alaska. Yeah. So I would like to visit Alaska. I still have, I have an aunt and some cousins that live up there. But I would like to do an Alaskan cruise. And that's one of my, any cruise really. I would just love to do any cruise, but an Alaskan cruise would be awesome.
I would like to just go to Alaska, period. Yeah. I would really like to go to Homer, Alaska. It's a really cool seaside, it's the Kilchers from...
Jules' family lives there.
Yeah. It's just a beautiful area. Yeah. I'd love to see that Ketchimak Bay area. But I would love to... I'd love to do that. I would love to go up to the big Scottish games they have in Canada. That would be a lot of fun.
Well, mine would be, of course I said them earlier, but I would love to see a humpback whale or a whale in person. I feel like once they meet me, they will just love me, and we will be best friends.
And then we'll have to bring it home and put it in the water feature behind the
I really would just...
townhouse.
Whales are my favorite. They're gentle giants, so I kind of connect with them.
Not orcas.
No. Those are not whales. Those are sharks. No. Whales. Real whales. Not panda whales. Real whales.
She's very adamant about it.
Yes, orcas are not what I'm meaning when I say whales. I would like to see a whale. I would like to hold a tarantula. I've always wanted to hold a tarantula.
Why?
I don't know. I really don't know. It's just something I've always. It's just something I've always wanted to do.
Scary, nasty.
I don't know. I told you a lot of my stuff's nature that I want to do, and then I would. Like I said, it's a goal of mine because I think it's hilarious, is to run through a field of fainting goats. I think it's the funniest thing. When I see videos of it online, they just lock their legs and just fall. It's one of the funniest things in nature I think I've ever seen. And I love to laugh. I would love to go run through a field of fainting goats.
I don't fall down enough for you?
Well, you don't lock your legs. If you locked your legs and fell, I think it would be funnier. But then I have to help you get up. So no, it's not as much fun. It's more work for me.
That's not fun.
And then what else would I like to do? There was something else.
We got big buckets.
I would like to go to Hawaii. I know you don't want to, but I would like to see Hawaii at least once. I don't know. We definitely don't have the money to travel and do these things, so that's why they're on the bucket list and not a done list.
Yeah.
But it's nice to dream.
I want a pontoon boat.
Oh yeah, that would be nice. It would be nice to have a pontoon boat.
I want a pontoon boat so we can go fishing on the boat.
Because we had a fishing boat that had like a
V-hull,
a
regular little Lund
and
fishing boat.
He fell twice in it, and the second time was bad. I thought he would lose the use of his arm. It was bad. He almost drowned. He fell. It was bad.
Hit my head on the dock.
Oh, I had to find a stranger to help me get the boat out of the water because I didn't know how to do it, and it was a nightmare. And so after that experience, and knowing that that's the second time, it's been 2 times we took that boat out, and that was the second time that he fell. We got rid of it because he can't be in a boat that does that little. He needs a flat.
I need a flat deck with something to hold on to.
Yeah.
So in a pontoon, you can open the gate and just step
walk
right onto
in.
the boat. Or even if it's a little speedboat or whatever, at least you have the windshield to hang on to step down into the boat with a flat bottom.
Yeah.
But so we're gonna.
It would be nice to have a pontoon. Pontoon's more our speed. And plus, when family come to visit, we would have, we could fit a whole bunch of people on there. And they also have awnings, to help shade, and you can be out there longer. But yeah, I think that's a shared bucket list we both have, is to have a pontoon boat.
Yeah. I'd like to go to a Minnesota Wild hockey game.
Yes, that would be. You should talk to Randy, or you should talk to your coworker and see if you guys can go sometime. We love hockey, so I would go with you. But yes, it would be fun to go to a Minnesota hockey game. I would like to go see the Laura Ingalls thing here in Minnesota. While we're living in Minnesota, there's a lot of things here I would like to see.
Yeah, I'd like to see that. I'd like to go to Eveleth to see the United States Hockey Museum.
If it wasn't 8 hours away, I would like to go see the Mount Rushmore. But it would be one of those things I wouldn't want to. It's 8 hours one way, 8 hours back. So the drive does not make me
like
excited.
A week.
Yeah.
A couple days drive out, couple days. Yeah.
I would love to go to Itasca
State Park
to see where the Mississippi River starts.
Mm-hmm.
What else is there? Oh, I would like to go see. They have a bald eagle rescue place that you can go, and you go up to the very top, and you get to like be up there where all the nests and stuff are. I would really like to go see that. That would be so super cool to see.
Yeah.
But yeah, those would be, and of course, go back to Split Rock. Those would be my bucket lists for Minnesota bucket list. But while we're living here, which we've done a lot. I mean. We've gone to Duluth a few times. We love Duluth.
Duluth is awesome.
This whole city is built like a horseshoe, and it's all built around the lake.
The harbor. Yeah, going into Lake
There's
Superior.
no bad view when you go to Duluth. It's beautiful.
Beautiful city.
It's gorgeous. We love Duluth.
Yeah.
It's one of our favorite places. It's our happy place. When we go to Duluth, we have agreed neither of us can be cranky or, because we need to go, and that's going to be our happy place. And so every time we go to Duluth, we switch everything off and we just focus and we have a good time.
Duluth.
Sorry, I'm playing with I'm fidgety. So if you hear little noises, that's me.
They got an aerial lift bridge
it's so cool.
Duluth.
Yeah.
It's really cool. You watch the iron ore boats come in and out of the harbor underneath it. It's so cool.
Mm-hmm. I would like to do a train ride, or like a cross-country train ride.
An Amtrak, yeah.
That would be fun. I mean, we could even do one taking it back to Ohio to see family sometime, but I would like to do a cross-country train ride. I think that would be a lot of fun to do.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, they're not cheap. They're about the cost of flying. And, of course, flying is faster, but it's the experience.
I'd like to get good at my bagpipes, but
Yeah.
I got to practice to do that.
I would like to get good at knitting, but same. I mean, I'm okay at knitting, but, the hands kind of get tired after a while.
Yeah.
I don't know. What else bucket list-wise do we have? Oh, I would like to own a corgi at some point in my life. Their little butts are so cute. They have the big butts, and they're like, bloop, 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 bloop. Oh, my goodness. And then have you seen them go into water, and, their little butts just float? It's hilarious. My butt does the same thing, so I could relate to the corgis.
She likes corgi butts
They
and
are
she cannot lie.
so cute.
You other brothers can't deny.
When a corgi walks in with a little big butt and a big grin on his face, I'm in trouble.
Hey! Yeah, that kind of went off the rails there.
I want that song to go platinum.
It's your bucket list right there.
I don't know. Anything else you can think of for bucket list-wise? You've always wanted to own a Jeep. I don't know if that's considered a bucket list or
I've
just...
always wanted to own a
Trans Am.
A Trans Am.
Not just any Trans Am, a specific year, color.
Any time between 77 and 82, black with the gold interior and the gold bird on the hood.
Yeah. Every time he sees a Trans Am, he drools.
Always wanted a Trans Am. And now it's like, if you find one you can afford, it's trash.
Yeah.
If the one's been taken care of, and
it's expensive.
Super expensive. So it probably isn't going to happen.
Well, plus it's something you should have. Yes, you should have gotten it when you were younger because it was
It's hard to get in and out of now for me. Yeah, I know.
I've always liked bugs, like the old-fashioned bugs, but they're low to the car. Whatever vehicle we get, we both have to be able to get in and out of.
Here's the great thing about Trans Ams, though. They have T-tops.
Yes.
They have T-tops you can take out.
But wintertime?
Well, you don't drive it in wintertime.
Okay, we don't have any extra space for another car,
So.
I know a shared bucket list.
What?
We would both like to have a little cabin.
Little cabin, little lake cabin.
Or even a river cabin. But something by water. And a little cabin.
Yeah.
That's something we would both like. We just like being by water, if you haven't noticed. Boats. You would like to catch a big fish? Bucket list.
I've caught big fish in my life.
What else do we have as a bucket list? I'm trying to think. I mean, that's a lot. We obviously...
I'd like to get a couple more followers for our YouTube
bucket list
video podcast.
That's his bucket list.
So if you haven't subscribed yet, do it! Do it now! Anyway.
Well, I think that's a good place to end it.
I think, yeah.
Subscribe below, share,
People are
like.
is there anything you don't want?
I don't want. Let's do a non-bucket list.
A non-bucket list.
I don't want to have to pay bills anymore.
No. And
I think we should just
I don't
stop
want to have to
doing
go to
that.
the doctor anymore.
I don't think we should have to work to get money.
I don't think we ought to pay taxes anymore.
No. Well, I don't like grocery shopping. I want people just to bring it into my house, put it in my cabinet, and walk out my house. I don't want to clean my house anymore.
No.
So I think maids should be free.
No automatic cleaning house.
Yeah.
Just little arms come out of the walls. And
Oh, no, I wouldn't like that. No.
like the Jetsons.
That's creepy. I'd rather have a
we
robot
don't
cleaning
want
lady.
robot house.
I'd rather have Rosie, the cleaning lady from
Okay.
the Jetsons.
All right. I'm Mr. J.
Wait, Rosie? Was that her name?
Yeah, Rosie.
Yeah, Rosie. But anyway, that's a lot of things that we have on our bucket list. We would like to hear, maybe tell us one thing below what is on your bucket list. Maybe yours and your spouse's, yours and your kids. Comment, like, share. Everyone just bring in more subscribers. Let's just have some fun. That's a good bucket list.
I know we're not the world's most interesting
No.
people, but
We think we're funny. And we like doing things together that's not just watching TV.
we're not going to get super political or
No.
dramatic or anything. If you just want something, two people mindlessly talking into a microphone. JoDa Podcast.
That's us. That should be our tagline.
So yeah,
We should put that on t-shirts. Two people mindlessly talking in the microphone. JoDa Podcast.
I do that for a living, mindlessly
That's
talking
true.
to a microphone.
You do this on the daily.
Anyway, we love you guys.
Yes.
And God loves you, and He'll keep you forever and ever and ever.
And ever.
So have a good day.
Thanks for watching.